Dodgeball in 3 words. Spicy, fast, frustrating, and gay! My name is Dennis Cannell, and I am the captain of the Rush Dodgeball team. I got into dodgeball in 2014. It was just a way for me to meet new people. I was just finishing up university. I needed a new community. I knew once I graduated, I was like, how am I gonna meet new people? How am I gonna make friends? As it happens, a friend of mine was joining a dodgeball team. And I was like, yeah, that sounds perfect. I remember sitting there on a bench in a small little gym with all these other guys and thinking like, you know, one day I think I'm gonna be something in this sport. I started a plan of like, I think, you know, I could be a head coach in about 5 years. As it happens, you know, the position opened up, I applied, and I ended up getting all the way through to being a head coach. And I made it all the way to Graz, Austria, where the World Championships were held, and I went undefeated. Imagine me just jumping on the court with all my teammates, tears in our eyes, just really happy that all the work we put in for over a year ended up paying off. The Rush Dodgeball team really came together about a year ago. Every year with Dodgeball Ontario, there's the provincial championships. The reason why I ended up putting Rush into this is because it's important to show what we're capable of as, you know, queer people. And it's really important for me to foster a team that is on inclusion and bringing different people together. I really wanted to lead the team this year and be a captain, a coach for them. Win, lose, we're here for each other. We're here for growth and really celebrating all types of wins. That's a big part of why Rush came together, not just to, you know, have a good time, but to also like show what we have.
Like, I love you, but stay out of other people's. My name is Kyle Jonathan, and I am one of the assistant coaches / assistant captains for the Team Rush. They all had a team previously. They've been playing for a few years, and they had a provincial team, but it just wasn't really working out, I think, near the end of it. So they wanted to try something new. And one day, Dennis came over here, and we were just talking about it, and I was like, why am I not involved yet? And he said, why aren't you involved yet? And from that moment on, I was involved and I took over.
Kyle is that perfect individual who's able to kind of come in and say the right thing for the team to hear, but also for me to hear as well.
Being able to read the game and kind of knowing what you need to succeed and knowing what pieces of the puzzle you need to make to like create the full puzzle. That's kind of what creating Rush was like, is who do we have and what do we need?
Derek Chin, the brain. Derek is calculated, often found in the middle of the court. When you're playing strategy all the time, you need someone who's willing to take that risk. J.R. Sanchez is the receiver. That means he's the one taking the ball in the start of the game, and he is whipping that ball as fast as he can with his fast reflexes to get out his opponents.
I love catching balls, it's great.
John Honeyford, also known as Honey, is the GOAT, and that is the greatest of all time. And for Honey, that is just being all smiles and big on team positivity.
In the sassiest, gayest way possible.
Andrew Shea is the presence. You'll find him in the middle on the court, and he's always very aware.
Oh, dodgeball is going to be harder than you think. It's not a childhood sport.
Andrew Patterson is the veteran, so you'll find him in the right corner, and Andrew will always be ready to release that ball.
It's a very numerical sport, it's very strategic. There's a lot of situational awareness that goes into every play.
Sean LaValle is the butcher on the team, so he's the one cooking up all the meat, coming up with strategic plays, and executing them on the court. And you'll often see him at the end because he's really hard to hit. And then there's Kyle Jonathan, the rookie.
Before I joined Rush, we did have a few practices together. We just had fun, just a bit of a knock around. We just throw balls at each other, do some training just because it's fun. And Kyle approached me and asked, hey, we're gonna form an all-queer team. Would you like to join? I said, absolutely.
Dennis really took me under his wing when I first joined dodgeball, so he invited me to join this new queer team this year.
We are definitely a sisterhood. You never want to play with a boring team. It's way better to play with people that you like better, that make you laugh at the end of the day.
Really, our number one thing from the early stages was how do we build a comfortable environment that feels supportive and fun so that the people feel comfortable in order to play their best dodgeball.
A lot of us have played against each other over the years, but we haven't played that much together, and we really had to come together and figure out what our roles would be and what our systems would be.
Play call 1 for this one, play call 2, play call 3, like usual. Guys, we're gonna do that now. We gotta figure out who's hitting. Every team has a play caller. We had designated play callers on our team. I was play call number 1, Derek was play call number 2, and Andrew Shea was play call number 3. And that comes from our playbook. So a lot of people don't know how much strategy goes into dodgeball. Is our team had its own playbook that had different plays, different rules, different strategies, and we all needed to know what all of those things meant.
You never know what it's going to look like from training and then right into the championship, the provincials. So I ended up asking all the players on the team, what is something that you say to yourself or something you think that can help you go from perhaps like a red zone to a green zone? So when maybe the red zone being like you're frustrated or just feeling like you're not doing as good as you can, what is something that can get you in that green zone where you're really focused, you're locked in, and what you're doing is working, you're confident? There's about 17 men's teams that went, so we were competing against them. I felt really confident. I knew what we were able to do. I knew which teams we would have struggles against and which ones that I felt really good that we understood their style and how to beat them.
It was my very first provincials ever. I had never been there before, but I'm a very competitive person, so I kind of knew what I was getting into when I signed up for it.
I knew going into it that it was going to be very, very difficult, but we are a talented, fiery team.
The first game, I say no matter what happens to this team, that first game we're winning. And everyone can attest to that.
The first game we won. It was a great start to the day, and it was against a team that we've trained with before, and some of us are former teammates. So of course, you know, it's great to be able to share that bond on the court against them.
It was like, okay, we can do this. Like, we're here on the stage that we wanted to be on, and we just won. So who's to say we can't go on and continue doing that?
The rest of the games that we had at provincials, there were some moments that, you know, didn't work in our favor, where we lost by more points than maybe we wanted to, but it's about being able to respond to that and adapt to those things. To have that game and to be able to move on from it.
We just came off of a pretty intense game that was so much fun and it was so high energy, but we ended up losing. So we were kind of in like a weird energy where we didn't know if we even qualified. They were like, rush to court 4, and we were playing immediately. So we kind of had to like jump back into this like, oh shit, we gotta lock back in. We're doing this.
Welcome to the first round of the provincial playoffs as the Rush take on the Ascent. And we are underway as both teams sprint to gain control. One player left for the Rush, and the Ascent hit him to go up 1-0. And the Ascent knocks them out 3-1.
We fought with everything we had in that moment. It didn't go the way we wanted in that first game, but it was just recognizing the work that it took to get there eventually.
So I felt down on myself because I was like, you know, I wish we could have gone further. I want to keep playing. Our energy was low. We were down like 5-0 to start the set. I think it was 5-1 at half. And we kind of just said to each other, like, why don't we just go? Why don't we just go for it?
Let's get the second half underway. Two-on-one for the Rush, and he jumps out of the way and gets him out. But it is not enough, as the Ascend win this one 4-2.
I felt really proud because we were able to achieve getting into playoffs. We were able to achieve being able to leave with a positive mindset and a commitment to come back together. And a lot of people that had played provincials before had said, this is the best provincials. This is the most fun I've had.
Honestly, this provincials would be my third one, and it was the most fun I've ever had.
Winning is fun. Winning is not everything.
These folks really came together in 6 months, which is unheard of. And we put together a team and we trained our asses off and we showed up and we played every single game like we wanted to be there. And we wanted to prove why we belong there. And I think that's what's so important about this. Like, Rush isn't done just because we lost provincials this year. Rush will be back and will be better than ever. There was no real chance or opportunity to even say, let's take a break. We jumped right back in. And I think that was good for us because we came back and we just joked around and we had fun again and we won those 2 games on that Tuesday night.
We're in the running for the League Night Championships. So playoffs have started and you know, I guess you'll have to stay tuned to see if Rush wins this one. I've done a lot of winning in my life in dodgeball. I've had those opportunities, I've worked hard for them, but winning isn't everything. It's about self-defining what winning is. And it's about recognizing those small wins in every little thing. It means a lot to me to be on an all-gay team.
To come and play with a queer team where everyone cheers you on in the way that they want to cheer you on without anyone judging you is just like, it's next level. It's just such a proud moment to be a part of it.
Oh, I love it. I love being on an all-gay team.
We're always going to have a laugh, even if we lose.
I met most of my best friends through the sport.
It's made my heart full. Like, just getting to know all of these amazing queer folk, it's really nice.
I'm good because I'm gay. I'm good because I'm out. I'm comfortable in my body. I'm proud of who I am.
There's barriers to succeeding. And so being able to overcome some of those and make something of this moment, it means everything.